Summer announcement season has started. Let's talk. What up, viewers? What up, Calc Soups here, and today is Saturday, June 8th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. That is right, the summer showcase of game announcements has started, Summer Games Fest, and I won't be talking about every game announced over the last 24 hours, but I will be talking about the ones that caught my eye and that interest me. So without further ado, I don't know if anyone had a Lego version of a previously PlayStation exclusive game on their bingo card, but if you did, it's good for you. Lego Horizon Adventures. So this is Aloy running around in the Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn world, but in Lego version. So yeah, I think it'd be fun to run around and run around and shoot people with bows, shoot metal dinosaurs with bows in a Lego universe. I know that my wife has played those games, and so maybe I could play co-op with her in the Lego version. Moving right along, Alan Wake 2 had a announcement and launch of their next DLC, the Night Springs DLC. Still haven't played the first one, so very excited to hop in and get my hands on some more Alan Wake 2. So I'm having fun checking that out. I know that a lot of people will be happy with the announcement for the release date of Black Myth Wukong. That is kind of the Souls-like Ninja Gaiden game that people have been waiting for, besides Shadow of the Erd Tree for Elden Ring. And yeah, it has a new launch date of August 20th, later this year, with one of the platforms being delayed slightly. Another game that I'm very excited for is Dune Awakening, and in their story cinematic trailer, they talked about how the universe within Dune Awakening has branched from the main timeline of the Dune saga. So I think Paul Atreides just doesn't exist. They've kind of like gotten it to a certain point to where the House of Atreides falls on Dune, and then you kind of split off. I guess this is going to be the where the player character comes in as like the last remaining vestiges of House Atreides. So yeah, definitely really excited for the Dune MMO that is coming out. I know a lot of my friends will be excited for Power Rangers, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game. It's a kind of brawler in the kind of same veins of like a Streets of Rage or a Ninja Turtles, just kind of like your arcade brawler kind of game. But it's Power Rangers, and I know that is definitely an IP that people want to keep their eye on, and it was just kind of interesting to see Hasbro at the top of the trailer. So yeah, just trying to keep those toys alive in the digital space. So yeah, maybe they'll sell more Power Rangers this way. Moving right along, Quidditch Champions. I know a lot of people were kind of peeved at Hogwarts Legacy for missing out on playing Quidditch within the world that they created. And now you'll be able to play your own 5-player Quidditch. How many players are in Quidditch? How many people on each team are on the field at once in Quidditch? Anyway, Quidditch Champions was announced. It'll be coming September 3rd, and yeah, that I think that a lot of people will be very interested in playing a kind of Harry Potter sports game. So, given how much Hogwarts Legacy sold, this is still a little bit of a niche within the greater Harry Potter universe, but yeah, I think a lot of people will want to play Quidditch. Maybe even some people who didn't pick up Hogwarts Legacy. I'm very excited for Space Marine 2, and we didn't get really much new, except for confirmation that the release date is September 9th, and you'll be able to play the whole campaign co-op, and there's even PvP in there, so there's a lot to love and to remember fondly on the previous Space Marine, and it's just going to be more of the same, except for now we're beating up Tyranids, so very excited for that. Game that has been catching a lot of my ear and eye has been the new mobile real-time strategy game Battle Aces. People are saying that matches are only 10 minutes long and you can get a full fleshed out experience. I haven't played it yet, but I hear really good things, and I think trying to minimize the kind of time commitment that is the real-time strategy genre is definitely something to look into. We got more information on Monster Hunter Wilds. Very focused on like the mounts that we'll be able to ride within the sequel to Monster Hunter Worlds. And yeah, I'm just really excited for more Monster Hunter Worlds. I know that, or more Monster Hunter Worlds, because it really took over my life and definitely got me into genre I hadn't previously played in. So yeah, I definitely am looking forward to Monster Hunter Wilds, although still no confirmed release date. And last but not least, we kind of got a view of Star Wars Outlaws and what the gameplay will kind of look like and how stealthy and brawly will be in the game. So for those who don't want to play as a Jedi and kind of want to sneak around and be more of a scoundrel Han Solo type, I bet they're looking forward to Star Wars Outlaws. There was definitely a lot more that was in Summer Games Fest than I discussed here, but if you feel I forgot anything, feel free to leave a comment down below. It's something else to keep my eyes on. Speaking of Star Wars, its long-delayed mobile hero shooter launched this week, Star Wars Hunters. I think it's also on Switch. And yeah, it launched this week, and I haven't seen too much about it, too much gameplay or anything like that. But yeah, new Star Wars games launching, so another game to like throw on your mobile phone and see play it out. I'm very curious, kind of how it plays. I think it's 4v4, and it's going to be very centered on these kind of heroes that you can play as. So and definitely hero shooters are a lot of people are trying to pick up where Overwatch dropped the ball. So yeah, definitely a lot of hero shooters hitting the market with Summer Games Fest, and some of the news we'll be talking about in a little bit. The real state of play PlayStation, I got saw this week. There was a collection of just all of the IPs that PlayStation currently has and where they are within the development or just sitting in the cold freezer. So yeah, I thought it was a really interesting piece by GameSpot to just kind of see all the IPs that are owned by PlayStation and where they kind of currently are. I know we got a lot of information for new PlayStation IPs or revitalizing some of the PlayStation IPs this week or a couple weeks ago, but especially Astrobot, still very excited for that. But yeah, very very cool breakdown of like all the IPs that PlayStation has and where they currently are. Speaking of PlayStation IPs, previously PlayStation exclusive Kenna Bridge of Spirits is coming to Xbox this weekend. So console warriors can lay down their arms and everybody can enjoy the great game that is Kenna Bridge of Spirits. Very fun game, and excited to play it on Xbox. And maybe it'll be on Game Pass. I can pick it up there too, although like I said, my wife already owns a copy, so I could probably just play it on my PlayStation whenever I wanted. Going back in time a little bit, Jeff Keighley got on the internet this week to kind of tamper expectations for this Summer Games Fest, saying that most of the focus would be on kind of existing games. There won't be a lot of really big announcements. I know that people are probably expecting Beyond Good and Evil because they expect it every year, or what's going on with Metroid Prime 4, which we haven't seen in like a decade now. But I think he was just kind of saying, hey, let's tamper expectations. There's not going to be kind of the big, wild, those big IPs that you've been waiting for. Although I did hear rumblings about Dragon Age renaming the game or something like the next Dragon Age game being renamed or something like that. So, but, nothing, I don't think there were too many big wild card announcements this over the last week, although we still have the Xbox showcase, the Nintendo Direct, and a couple other showcases, Bethesda and all that. So still some big things to expect, but they're supposed to be kind of narrowed down to just what's coming out with like the next 12 months or so, and less big narrative or big explosive long range titles being announced. So, but gamers will still find a way to be disappointed and unfulfilled with their expectations. Speaking of hero shooters, Valve is confirming that they are locking in the trademark for Deadlock. Deadlock being their hero shooter that there were several leaks, I think a week or two ago. A lot of videos, a lot of content was leaked, and yeah, so now they're trying to lock down that trademark so that they can maybe take legal action on the people that leaked it, but also semi-confirm that they're working on a hero shooter. So yeah, I think a lot of people would be very excited for them as the people who kind of built the genre. So I bet a lot of people are looking forward to that. We are sincerely living in the future. IKEA is hiring employees to give virtual tours of IKEA stores within the video game Roblox. So put that on your resume as a Roblox virtual employee tour guide or virtual tour guide. Yeah, I think we've kind of seen these kind of virtual marketing, real estate kind of uh, projects before, but just kind of weird to say the words that someone out there is going to be, yeah, going to put virtual tour guide on their resume. Around IKEA stores, that still feels a little weird, but with how easy it is from go to from virtual reality to reality and back and forth, it especially with like VFX and stuff nowadays. Yeah, maybe there's not going to be much difference sometime soon. A game that's been blowing up in Steam Next Fest, Steam's kind of indie hype fest for early June. Yeah, Steam Next Fest. I think I've talked about this game several times before. It's already on my wish list, and yeah, it's just kind of really blowing up and generating a lot of buzz coming out of Steam Next Fest. Is Tiny Glade. Tiny Glade is a game where you make a castle, and you're just kind of, it's a cozy game where you're building up a castle, and you've got maybe a little bit of strategy, but a lot more lo-fi kind of vibes, where you're just kind of building out a castle. And I definitely think that is something I can relax and do anytime. So would love to get my hands on building a cozy castle. The Tomb Raider anime got its first trailer coming from Netflix this week, and I'm finally putting together like, what does Tomb Raider anime mean, and like it's gonna be very over the top, and like there's a couple of shots in the trailer where it's just like she's like belaying down a rope, and it's just like the big old anime action set piece, and she's flying down with a string attached to her, and just some of the bad guys are very anime, looked like very anime villain. So some of it kind of was a little bit of a clash of like my expectation of just like a Tomb Raider. I guess it's never been grounded because you started off like punching dinosaurs and stuff, but yeah, I wanted, I kind of liked like the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider, and that being a little bit more grounded. So this felt like a little bit of a shock to me, but I know a lot of people really love anime, and I can definitely see them doing some really big stuff with Tomb Raider. So I'll have a link down below. You can check out that trailer yourself. Last but not least, this week, a massive Fallout fan, somehow even bigger than me, has donned a Vault Boy mask and traveled to various important places within the Fallout games. Yeah, so there were pictures of this person like at the Hoover Dam, and they'd gone to some places in New England and all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool. I know that I can put on a vault suit and travel to and go to the the Santa Monica Pier whenever I want. Although doing it in a vault suit feels a little bit different than just like going to the Santa Monica Pier. But yeah, it kind of made me like, hey, I wanna meet this person. I want to show up and meet them at their fandom, because I share a fandom, and there's a lot of Fallout takes place in Southern California, so I could definitely be easily convinced to go to these places in a vault suit. So yeah, really cool to see kind of a fan, and their dog even like has a very good dog meat look to them. So it was cool to kind of see their travels and their adventures, all of which was like a COVID project. I think hey, if you can't go outside, if you're on lockdown, or you can't go anywhere public, then just go to some obscure location in the middle of the desert and don a Vault Boy mask. So pretty cool project to see, and yeah, it's love to see Fallout fans doing great. But that's it for this week. Let me know if you feel I forgot anything down below in the comments. Any games from Summer Game Fest that I should keep on my radar. But as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. And most importantly, I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye!